Hello everyone, Mr. Toku here. Sorry for the confusion last week about today's video. Today's video is gonna be about what makes Tokusatsu enjoyable, and last week I said there's gonna be about flaws, but there's not a lot of flaws, so I'm just gonna talk about the good about Tokusatsu. So, if you want to know what Tokusatsu is, go to my first video. It's a beginner's guide to Tokusatsu, and it'll tell you a lot about the shows I recommend and what it is. So anyway, I'm just gonna talk about what makes it so enjoyable. Tokusatsu is something I think a lot of people have grown up with, at least if you're born in the 2000s, because the 2010s, because a lot of people started with like Power Rangers. Let's just say that, right? I started with it. My first one was either Jungle Fury or Ninja Storm. I forgot. No, it was Jungle Fury. I watched Jungle Fury on TV, and I thought it was the greatest shit ever. You know, it's Americanized Sentai, so I didn't know what Sentai was back then. And when I found out, I think it was like 2009, it was like 3. I was exploring the internet, right? Because the internet was new and everything, right? I go on YouTube, I look up Power Rangers, look up cool, and then I see a Japanese Power Rangers. I think it was like the first Sentai clip I saw was Gokaiger, the against the final villain, right? I just watched a freaking final episode. Anyway, it was cool. I was like, wait, I see these suits, they're Power Rangers, and like they're Japanese. I'm like, okay, cool. And then I started watching clips of. I saw they used to upload before YouTube went copyright. People uploaded full episodes to Gokaiger. I watched it at least until episode 26. So technically, the first Sentai I've seen is Gokaiger, but the first full Sentai I watched is Daiichi. But I digress. So. And I found it very, very enjoyable, very entertaining, and it stuck with me all my life, really. You know, I still think about it at least like a lot, and you know, right now I think it's at its peak. I love Tokusatsu with all my heart. It's been something I've grown up with, a lot of people have grown up with, and it's pretty underrated, really. But a lot of people push it off as Japanese Power Rangers, at least when you go to Sentai, Kamen Rider, and Ultraman. But I think really it depends, you know, if they like it or not. The first thing that comes to mind with Tokusatsu is definitely the aesthetics. The aesthetics are super duper important, because if you don't like the suits, you're not gonna like the show. It depends on the show though. If you don't like the suits, it will automatically go down. So let's say we have a good show, right? Very good show, good suits, right? Like, let's just say good show, right? If we have, and compared to a very good show with good suits, right? If it has good suits, it'll be here. But since the suits are bad, some people might say it's down there. So we don't know. It depends on whatever you like. That's why Tokusatsu is so broad. You can check out anything. If you like the aesthetics and love the show, you'll love it. And I think that's just a fact. But yeah, aesthetics come into play. A lot of suits in Toku are awesome. A few that come to mind, for Sentai, the Flashman suits, the Dai Ranger suits, the Zoo Ranger suits are very good. For a Rider, it would definitely be Gaim. That was the first one I checked out, because I was like, whoa, this looks so cool. And I watched it and I loved the show. So Gaim, O's, and even an older one, Black. I love the suit of Black, so yeah. That's just that comes into mind also, because I love looking. If I like looking at it, again, it's good. But I don't really put that into standards if I like the show or not. I just think it's just, you know, if I like the look, I automatically put the show a bit higher. That's just me. Another thing to consider for some people is actually the date of when it's made. You know, a lot of people like older Toku because of its classic cheesy feel with the bad effects, but it's a charm. And a lot of people like modern Heisei, Reira shows because they look cool. They care, you know, it just looks crisper, maybe better, more intricate suits. But yeah, for me it depends again in the show. But I like for me, my favorite, like my if I were going to time, it would be the because I love Flashman. So some of the 80s, a little bit of the 80s, the 90s, and the early 2000s are like the best era for me, because they have, it's still, okay, here's the thing. I like a good classic show, but if they put a modern spin, it's very good too. So that's why I like those three altogether. If you want to go a bit deeper into what makes it enjoyable, story and characters are very important as well. Now, this is ironic for story because one of my favorite Sentai is Dagger Ranger, and another one for writer is Kabuto. Kabuto doesn't really have a plot. It's just beat the worm, beat the natives, and beat Mimisaka at the end of the day. Okay, basic story. Oh yeah, and with Hiyori, but we'll talk about that tomorrow in the review. And for Dagger Ranger, there's not really a story. There's just beat the villain of the week with the great characters. It depends, because if the story is very good but the characters are so bad, it still works because you can have characters you absolutely hate, but if the story is engaging, you get entertained, you will love it. If you like characters, I personally prefer characters over story. That's why I love Kuga and Flashman so much, because they have some of the best characters in Toku ever. So let's take Deca Ranger. Let's break that down. So Deca Ranger has great characters, but not the best story in the world, right? A lot of the characters better. The heroes have they're basically the protagonists, and and you can see their growth and stuff, and it's very good character development at the end of the day as they come out different from who they are in the beginning. So yeah. So also another thing that comes to mind for like good Toku is just how entertaining is it? Because if you have great suits, good aesthetics, but you're bored, that's pretty damn bad actually. Because if you feel bored, you're not gonna want to watch it anymore. Like at least if you hate it, you're gonna keep going on and push yourself because you just want to keep bashing. That's how I got through the Ninja. Okay, so yeah, I don't like the Ninja as much. It's not that good. And Go-Go 5 too. I had to push through and I had to hate it, but it was okay because I wasn't bored. It was fun hating the characters. So I don't know. That's just me. But yeah. Those are what makes. Oh, actually, no. I forgot before the outro. If it's entertaining, right? I forgot to touch on that. It was something entertaining, fun, very fun to watch. You'll have a breathe day. I watched Kamen Rider Double. I was thinking, oh, maybe like a standard show, but no, I was thrilled. I wasn't bored any time. As soon as episode 1, I was not bored. I enjoyed that show very much. So yeah, that's just an example of a fun show to watch. Anyway, that was it today. Thank you for watching. Follow my Twitter and at Ryan Lake 5. I use my name because I am a narcissist. Anyway, follow me on Twitter, subscribe. I'll see you tomorrow with my Kamen Rider Kabuto review. See you guys then. Bye bye.